Hi, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to go through an instrumental original that I wrote over the past few weeks in between doing instructional videos. It's got a lot of techniques in it that I've talked about in videos already, and some that I haven't. It's got 50 arpeggios in it. It switches back and forth between the key of D and the key of G, or you can think of it as B minor and E minor. It's got some licks that are easy enough for beginners, and some that are hard enough for advanced players to still challenge them. So feel free to pull out anything you like, even if you only find one fingering you like for like arpeggio, then I think it's worthwhile for you guys. I hope you guys like it. I'll play through it up to speed first, and then I'll break it down and play it slower. Okay, so there it was. So I entitled this Good Enough, and you can kind of see, that wasn't a perfect playthrough, but I do all these videos without editing, and I think it was good enough. So the main reason for that title is that basically when I work through these, there's a ton of rough drafts. They start off kind of looking like this. I'm constantly changing and rewriting parts, which makes it kind of tough because this piece I actually just got the final version written a couple days ago. And with the YouTube channel, I'm always trying to put out something every week, which makes it hard to get enough practice in on any of the things before I put it out. But I hope you guys liked it. Let me go ahead and break it down for you a little bit, and I'll play through it slower too. So on the tab, I have a lot of the details. It's basically alternating between, it starts in key of B minor or D, and then switches. So you can see where I've got the box. That's the key change. Now, those key changes are a little bit subjective because those two keys have 6 of the notes in common. The only note that's different is the key of G has a C natural and the key of D has a C sharp. So where the key change comes, since most of the notes are in common, could be picked at a different spot, so it's a little bit subjective unless there's actually a C sharp or a C being played at that time. Now the arpeggios also, I wrote them above where they're being played. I also wrote on some fingerings, so you can see, if you see the first, second, third, the fingers for your left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, on some of the shifting in positions where I thought, there's more than one option on fingerings. But I wrote the way I do it. You can feel free to create your own fingerings, so what works best for you. Now, some of the arpeggios, I wrote what my intent was to some extent, as best as I can tell. Now I say that because most of the stuff I do when I improvise, and when I improvise I try and clear my mind, and then I put it together a little bit more consciously and maybe alter parts or change things. But it starts off with usually improvising. In this case, it started off with me just adding open notes to some arpeggios and then thinking, okay, that'll be one of my themes, and then going from there. So for example, in this spot I wrote E minor 7 with scale notes added. Now that part is this. I'm going, I'm basically playing this E minor, and that's how it started off, E minor 7. But I thought that wasn't interesting enough, so I added this 4 and 9 to it. So that could be thought of as an E minor 11. But since I wasn't thinking of it as that, I was actually thinking E minor 7, then let's add some scale notes. I wrote it as that. There are other times, like in another spot, I play a D major, and then I go into F sharp minor. Those two combined together could be thought of as a D major 7. But because I was playing a full shape of the two triads, I wrote it as that. But there are other cases, like in the beginning, where I'm doing this, I wrote that as a B minor 9, because all the notes are in the B minor 9. It's got an inversion of a D major 7 here, and it's got a B minor 7 here, but they aren't whole shapes. The two overlap. The last two notes of this arpeggio are the first two notes of this one, so in that case I wrote it as a B minor 9. So you'll see a lot of details like that. Where there's a pause without vibrato, I wrote a little quarter note. It doesn't mean this is exactly a quarter note. It's just a shorthand to tell me that that's where there's a pause. There's a lot of rhythmic variation within this of swells and ebbs where I'm going higher, a little bit faster, a little bit slower on. I think that adds a lot of the character and sound to it, but I'll leave that a little bit open to your interpretation and to listen to when I played through it, because to write that out accurately would be difficult, and I'm not really thinking of it as in those specific beats. I might vary slightly each time I play it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. So yes, so some of the arpeggio names, take them with a little bit of grain of salt, in that they could be thought of as different arpeggios, because sometimes, for example, if I do this E minor inversion, this is coming from this, and I add this note and then go to a scale run, is that the first note of the scale run, or is that adding a 9 to the E minor? So it could be thought of as E minor 9, add 9, or it could be thought of as E minor and then into the scale next. Okay, so let me go and play through this slow. I won't do so much talking while I play through it slow, because most of the details are on here. And remember, all of my tab you can download for free on my Patreon page. You can kind of take a quick look here, but to really get down, I think you need to print it out or download it so you can refer back to it. You don't have to be a member. You can always download all my tab for free. I'm not monetizing YouTube though, so the only money I get is if people donate on Patreon, so I'd appreciate if some people did donate, but I'll always keep it free so everyone can access it. So go and play through it slow. So that's actually D major 7 that I'm playing, just again inversion. Here's the 7, 5, and 3 coming from this way. Again, I won't break down each one of these arpeggios because we'd be here all day. So after that, it's going. This next one's a sequence. And then just move it up one note. Then I do a variation. Run down a scale. That's actually like a C sharp minor flat 5. I put dots over those to show their staccato on the sheet music or on the tab. So I'm kind of leaving out most of the rhythms here just to play it slow so you can hear, or not hear, see the fingerings more. Here I'm going to augment it, which I haven't done in any of my videos, but I'll do one coming up. And this is just a bunch of arpeggios here. There's that one with the scale notes added. On the sheet music, I wrote this as a D major 7, even though it's really just an F sharp minor, because originally in it I had that D, and then I I got rid of the D notes, so I'm still thinking of it as a D major 7, even though I'm not really playing the full D major 7. On some of these I have to kind of still think, because again I just did multiple variations on this and they've been changing so much. Now this is kind of interesting part. This is actually just a B minor pentatonic, just stretched out into 1 note per string fingering. And I haven't talked about that, but I'll probably do a video on that too. Oh, actually, too much talking. So there's that whole part. And so I kind of talked about some of the parts on here. You know, again, try some of it. If something's too hard, isolate it. If it's too fast, slow it down. A lot of the ideas, even though I might play them really fast, you know, if I'm doing something like this, even though I'm playing a lot faster in the piece, they sound okay slow too. So don't feel like you have to play everything fast just because I am. Also, that's the way you get down more difficult parts, is by doing that. There, you know, check out some of my other videos. I've got over 120 instructional videos, and I hope you guys liked it. Please click like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.